Here to talk to you about how to make time for spirituality. So people will say to you like, how to fit it into your daily routine without you having to cut out anything else or make the time for it. It's bullshit. You have to make time for it. That's just all there is to it. If you have time to make coffee, you have time for spirituality. If you have time to scroll on your phone for hours, but let's just pretend just 20 minutes, right? You have time for spirituality and grounding. You got to figure that out for yourself, figure out what works for you, figure out what makes you feel best, because not the same thing. It's not a one size fits all situation. Everybody's going to have different things that they like to do. Everyone's going to have different understandings as to what makes them feel better or more whole for things. But if you're looking to add in spirituality into your own life, you have to make the time for it. That is the biggest excuse I hear from people. It's, I don't have the time. It's you don't have the want to do it. Because guess what? Spirituality, staying grounded, staying in your best space, trying to stay calm in a world full of fuckery right now is a lot. Like, let's not get it twisted. We all know we have our spaces where we're all just like, I don't even care. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to blah, blah. Cool. But here's the deal. If you want to stay into your own little space, you can still know what's going on in the outside world. Not telling you not to listen, but to tune into your own self and listen to your own intuition and know what makes things easiest and best for you, are to try to connect with your own spiritual, your higher self, and find some ways that, time to decompress, like finding your things that bring you joy, trying to add those into your everyday life. Don't get it twisted. I understand how busy life is. Please, I understand. So I'm a single mom of 4 boys, but I have 5 boys now. I took guardianship of one of my son's teenage friends because he had some things going on for life. So he joined into our little mix mash of life over here at our household. And he's transitioned beautifully. Everything's going well, but it's extra. Do you know what I mean? So I also have that on top of things. And 2 of them, my boys are old enough to, do jobs and at school, at college and stuff, but it's still busy. One still lives here. So, and I have a lot of animals. You probably will hear some in the background. You can hear my rooster crowing back there. Listen, if you need a rooster, let me know. I got 5 silkies that I need to find somewhere for, because it's a lot. The roos are not my favorite. So we've got a bunch of, I've got 4 dogs in here. We've got a couple of birds. I've got, some cats inside. And then we have a bunch of chickens and ducks and a pig and clearly roosters and bunnies and a barn cat that I love too, and a big garden and all these activities. So I'm keeping up with house stuff. I'm keeping up with animal stuff. I'm keeping up with kids stuff. I'm keeping up with my friends. I'm keeping up with, all the household chores. If I didn't say that, don't remember. There's just a lot going on, and then not everybody's driving, so I have to help drive them to places that they need to get to and where they want to go. There's just always something. Like, I can go from 6 a.m. when I get up until 9:30 or 10 o'clock p.m. without even sitting down. So this right here, blessing in disguise. But also why I can't make videos every single day and try to try to talk about spirituality and say how it's best to find your own centered self and what to do for all that stuff. Do you know? I don't always have that time, but I do try to make time for myself. So I do journaling, I do meditating. I often will just sit outside with my critters when it's, nice weather where we're at. Those are things that help bring me some joy. I do like peace and quiet sometimes, and with a busy household full of boys and animals and all the different things, I don't always get that. So I do try to find a space for myself where I can just go away and kind of like decompress for a minute too. And sometimes I'll tell them, that I'm overwhelmed. We're very big over communicators here. The reason I use the term over communicators, because some people are like, it's a lot. And I'm like, I get it, but I would rather know exactly where someone stands, where they're feeling, how they're at, so that I know how I'm supposed to respond to that. So we're real big into saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated, I'm this. So that's been something I've implemented with them since they've been young. And, we learn and grow and figure all those things out as we go along for life. But meditating is tricky. And I know everyone thinks these are some things that I want to like debunk for people is because people will tell you have to meditate at the same place, at the same time every day to make it a routine, no, you don't. That is untrue. For whoever wants to believe that, kudos to you, go live your life. But in my purpose, bitch, I ain't got time to do the same thing every day, all the time. It's 8 o'clock, I gotta do my meditation. That's not how I work. And plus I have massive ADHD, so I'm usually like, all over the place. So usually what I will do is when I'm feeling it, that I need it, I carve out 5 minutes for it or 10 minutes for it. So like I said, if you have time to make coffee and sit and you have time to figure out how to meditate or journal, or sip on your coffee instead of scrolling, right in your journal to try to get some of that stuff out, just so you have a space that you can like review for yourself. So I think the biggest part of it, sorry, I'm squinting. I'm trying to see how long that my time thing is because my camera usually dies on me. I can't see without my glasses on. So my biggest thing is for whatever brings you joy, you figure out what works for you. The reason I always bring up journaling and meditation can work in lots of different forms. It doesn't have, we're not sitting here doing and trying to, which is brilliant. But if you're not in that space, meditation can sometimes just be sitting. Like technically you're supposed to, for grounding purposes, for meditating purposes, you're supposed to do at least 20 minutes in a sitting if you can. Because that's when it really starts to connect yourself. So if you can do 20 minutes of sitting in silence or by yourself or with some sort of, calming music on, Zen music in the background, it allows your brain to kind of just be like, decompress a little bit. And we don't always have the time for that. So I get it. But if you think about, I think the part that makes me bonkers sometimes when people say they can't do it, I think it's a won't. Don't take offense, but it's probably true. So do what you do with it. It's usually when you don't want to take the time. I got this. You don't understand. I'm so busy. Girl, we all are. Please. But I'm making the time because I'm a priority. I want to be my number one. I know that if I'm not in my best space, my kids can't be in their best space. My boyfriend can't be in his best space because I'm bringing that energy around for the same thing. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to make sure I'm in my good to help give back to them so they can stay in their best space too. So from journaling, I like to journal whether I'm happy or sad or mad or frustrated or whatever, because it lets me get my thoughts out. A lot of the time I think we don't take the time to express those things, so now they're just all bottled up there, and then we have these moments where one thing makes you mad and you're like, verbal vomit, and then you feel bad. You're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Well, get your words out. And if you're not good at expressing your emotions or getting those things out of there, write it out. Nobody has to read that shit. Hide it away. Tuck it away. Nobody has to read it. And people will say, I know, but what if I write in a journal and someone finds it one day? I'm like, good. Then everyone knows how I fucking felt. Maybe they'll feel a little better. Like if I'm dead and gone and you found my journal, hopefully you learn a little something from it if you're in there. And if you're not, kudos to you. You're doing a good job. But it's like, and sometimes you will be in there for the joyful things. Anyways, on my happy days. So journaling for me is super beneficial because it allows you to express those things, even if that's just for 2 minutes. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? You're upset about something. Write it, burn it, rip it up, do whatever you have to do for it. That's kind of a release mechanism. But that is helpful in daily routine to connect spiritually. You might not think so, but you're tuning into your own feelings, understanding how you are, and you're acknowledging them. One thing, that's the biggie. And then you're accepting that. Every day is not going to be a great day. It's just not how life works. It would be fucking brilliant if it did. If everything was always like, oh, everything's rainbows and sunshine. It's not reality. So realistically, you feeling like you're in a better space for yourself just because you've been able to express yourself, or you know exactly where you stand for yourself. It's fucking brilliant. So journaling is always a good outlet, good way to write. Keep it. I got this amazing journal from my mom. Actually, she understands my vibe. She got me this beautiful leather journal with chakra on it. It's got these little locks on it it's so beautiful. So I get to write in there, and everybody kind of knows, like, don't touch it unless you want to, read some things about yourself, probably, because, my kids are in there, my boyfriend's in there, my friends are in there about when I'm grouchy. Gotta vent to something. So I put those things in there. But for meditation purposes too, meditation can be tricky. Your brain's going to go bonkers when you're trying to sit in silence, because we're used to being like, go, 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 gotta go do this, gotta go do this, gotta do that. let your brain go crazy for a minute. Just sit somewhere quietly, whether you have a background music or you don't. I never do because I don't pay for anything extra for Pandora, so I always have commercials which interrupt. I know. Gotta be on cheap side somewhere, right? I'm on a budget. So, but I'll sit and I'll just sit kind of in silence. If a dog barks, that's okay because I know that there's background noise. But I sit quietly and I let my thoughts go to a crazy space and think about all the things I gotta do and all the things I'm upset about and all the things, because that's our human part. Let it do it. And then when it's done, you're kind of like, oh, okay. Okay, I feel better. And then you sit there silently, and that's a time to manifest. Put out all the good things for that. And I will talk about manifestation in a different video because that's a whole different ball game. This one is for more purposes of grounding, kind of connecting, getting where you need to be for yourself so you can feel a little bit more of that calm and understand the space that it's representing for yourself. So sitting there and just being with your thoughts, and have no expectation. Everybody wants to have some expectation, like all of a sudden these, you're gonna have this epiphanic moment and everything just makes sense now. Hallelujah, right? That's not how it works. It's a process. You have to implement these things on the day. Can you eat a salad and be skinny and the next day be fucking amazing? It's not realistic. So the whole beauty of it is to do the things that are beneficial to you on a daily basis. Little increments. Add them in. Add in happies. Add in joys. Add in meditation. Add in journaling. Oh, I start to feel a little calmer, a little better, a little more connected with who? Myself, which is the whole purpose of all of that. It's going to help others around you because your vibrational frequency is going up now. You're going to your higher, happier self. That is the beauty of it. But you have to make the time. There's no such thing as, though everyone who says that shit, excuses. Excuses. I guarantee you can go sit at a bar with your friends for 3, 4, maybe 6 hours, having a couple drinks, laughing, enjoying. That might be one of your releases. But that's not just for you. That's for everyone involved. And you might be absorbing a lot of people's energy, which is now going to make it worse later after your little buzzy buzz wears off. Okay? So my point is to focus on taking time for yourself. Start off with 2 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. Increase it and hopefully get to the 20-minute marker where you can sit for 20 minutes, where you can go outside in nature for 20 minutes, put your feet in the grass, take time for yourself. And I think the last thing, which should be the first thing, is be grateful for the space that you're at right now. Sometimes it sucks. I know. It fucking blows. But you know what? You got to still be grateful for the space that you have, for the people that are in your lives, for the things that you have. And however much you have or however little you have, it's there for a purpose, and it's there to teach you something, and you learn from it and decide what you want and what to move forward to. So get on your spiritual higher self, man, and let's go. Get that bitch going. Happy day. Loves.